Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Score Studio. Welcome to the show. Okay, sorry, that was my best jumped in opponent song. It's time for Legend of Zelda. That's right, Legend of Zelda custom magic cards for you on this episode. Anyone else out there playing Tears of the Kingdom right now? Yeah, it is pretty fantastic. I'm loving it right now. I'm spending far too much time playing it. That being said, Legend of Zelda has been a big part of my life. Been playing for a long time, ever since Ocarina of Time. Absolutely love that game. Any other Majora's Mask fans out there as well? I absolutely love that one too. Regardless, Legend of Zelda, here we go. And these Legend of Zelda cards come to you courtesy of the amazing Custom Dragon Highlander community, a community dedicated to custom cards. If you're interested in joining their community, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And also a massive thank you to Alno for putting on this contest, and to Surtip for sending over the fantastic results. Now with all that said, let's jump into it. So coming into 10th place from Pars of Vol 14, we've got Lady Mipha Zora Champion, a 2/3 Merfolk Cleric Pilot with Vigilance and Lifelink that costs green, white, blue, and can crew vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Mipha's Grace, pay 2, untap, prevent all combat damage to be dealt to target creature you control this turn. And on the other side, we've got a vehicle, a 6/8 vehicle that costs 4 and a blue. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, add blue. Whenever Van Ruda attacks, it deals 3 damage to target black or red creature, or to a player who has a black or red commander, and it's got a crew cost of 4. And this is what Pars of Vol 14 had to say about the commander. The inspiration for my card was taken from the champion of the Zora from Breath of the Wild game and the divine beast that she pilots. I wanted a way to exemplify Mipha's healing abilities while also being sure to show that she is a competent fighter in and out of her divine beast, and I think I accomplished just that. Van Ruda's abilities, on the other hand, are much more focused on the events of the game, where it caused a never-ending flood in the Zora domain and possesses a massive laser weapon capable of harming Calamity Ganon. If I were to build a deck for Lady Mipha and Van Ruda, I would focus mainly on a vehicle deck and using Mipha's ability to crew multiple vehicles at once and send them out at my opponents, while using Van Ruda to flood the board and take out some threats with its divine weapon if given the chance. Well, yeah, this is a heavy-hitting, awesome vehicle commander, and I definitely agree. I would take it vehicles as well, and you can do a lot of really fun things with this one. Yeah, that untap effect is pretty fantastic. I absolutely love that flavor, and I love the flavor of the backside of the card as well. A really cool vehicle design. Overall, a great design. Thank you again, Pars of Vol 14, and congratulations on your 10th place finish. But now let's move on to 9th place with HH Deceptions, Zelda Spirit Princess, and Link Royal Engineer. First up, Zelda Spirit Prince is a 1/4 Spirit Noble that costs 2 white blue that of course partners with Link, flying in Ward 3. Whenever it attacks your target vehicle you control, whenever that permanent deals combat damage to an opponent this turn, you draw that many cards. And then with Link Royal Engineer, we've got a 2/4 Human Pilot that costs 1 green, white, and of course partners with Zelda. Link Royal Engineer crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Whenever an artifact creature you control crews another vehicle, the crewed vehicle gets +X/+X until determined X is that creature's power. And this is what HH Deception had to say about the design. Based on Spirit Tracks, the first game where Link and Zelda adventure together as partners, here we have, well, a partner pair of Link and Zelda. Link can hitch your vehicles together into a massive locomotive, with Zelda's help connecting with your pain train refuels your engine. Next up, Value Town, all aboard! Yeah, HH Deception, I definitely agree. I love this design, and yeah, being able to link your vehicles together I think is a very, very cool thing. It really takes vehicles into a different direction, just saying crewing vehicles into other vehicles, and allowing them to hit for a ton of damage, and also making it so you can get a lot of value out of, I like the way you put it, the Pain Train. Hitting an opponent for a ton, drawing in a certain amount of cards. What's not to love about that? So overall, a great design. Thank you, HH Deception. And again, congratulations on your 9th place finish. But now let's move on to 8th place from Alano with the Great Deku Tree, a 0/6 Elder Tree Folk with Defender that costs 3 green, and it says, Whenever you cast your first historic spell each turn, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 0/1 green plant creature token with Defender, and whenever you cast a historic spell, add green named Korok. If you don't, you gain 1 life. And here's the cute little Korok token. Isn't it cute? Again, 0/1 plant with Defender. Whenever cast a historic spell, add green. So cute. And here's what Alno had to say about this commander. Okay, that was an absolutely terrible. I am so sorry, Alno. I try my best on the Korok impression. That is terrible. But regardless, that is, pretty much sums up this commander. That's pretty much all you're going to be saying again and again and again when you're making an absolutely massive army of Koroks that, can just take over the game, take over the world even with the amount of value that you can get from them. Yeah, I mean, if you go historic tribal, you can go either, legendary creatures, you can go sagas, you can go artifacts, you can go a combination of all of them. Regardless, when you're casting your spells, you get a ton of mana. Vidalcan Orrery or some way to cast your end spells and instant speed, of course, can help you a lot. Again, each turn. I love this design. I love the actual, flavor of it. And, again, I fear just having to hear, again and again and again and again and again. So, a great design overall. Thank you, Alano. Congratulations on your 8th place finish. But now let's move on to 7th place from Malachi. We've got Link, Armed Adventurer, a 2/3 elf warrior that costs 2 and a green. Whenever Link enters the battlefield or attacks, venture into the dungeon. Whenever you complete a dungeon, you may pay Boros. If you do, search live for an equipment card, reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle. If you completed 3 or more dungeons, you may instead create the Master Sword, a legendary colorless equipment artifact token with equip creature gets +3/+0, it has double strike and trample, and equip 3, then attach it to Link. And here's a fantastic Master Sword that says exactly that. It has some great flavor text too. So this is what Malachi had to say about the design. Basic idea of the commander is that you would build him as a Venture Voltron deck with possibly a bit of Flicker if you wanted. It was inspired by the older NES, SNES Zelda games that emphasize exploring dungeons to get cool items so you can get into stronger dungeons and get even better items. Well, Malachi, I definitely agree, and I think that is a fantastic pairing. Venture works incredibly well in the flavor and function for this commander. I love that venturing aspect, and when you've completed 3 or more dungeons, you can get the Master Sword. That is so cool. I mean, and just works very well, obviously, with the flavor. I love this design overall, and I think a really exciting commander deck could be built around this one. Congratulations, Malachi, on your 7th place finish. But let's move on to 6th place from Blind Fremen. We've got Ganondorf, Demon King. A 7/7 human wizard that costs 4 black, and a red. I will rule this world. When you cast Ganondorf, you become the Monarch. Dan Man's Volley. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you're the Monarch, Ganondorf deals 3 damage to any target against flying indestructible end of turn. Triforce of Power. If Ganondorf would leave the battlefield, instead return to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. And it transforms into Ganon Malice Incarnate. Here we go. A 9/9 beast with Menace and Trample that says, Ward, discard a card, pay 3 life. Hateful Swipe. When this creature transforms into Ganon Malice Incarnate, destroy target artifact and target non-basic land. And then Twin Robo Slash. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Ganon Malice Incarnate deals 3 damage to any target. And this is what Blind Fremen had to say about the design. As one of the best video game villains from one of the best video games, Ocarina of Time era, Ganondorf dominates the battlefield. Opponents must work together to try to stop him holding the Monarch, and they must face Beast Ganon once Ganondorf is defeated. Only with courage and wisdom can he be taken down. The Ganondorf deck is built as classic Rakdos control. Lots of removal, Wraths, and Pelifort cards keep your opponents in check until you drop Ganondorf to squeeze them out. Yeah, this is a heavy hitter. This is an absolute bomb of a commander, and I love the flavor. I love the function. I love that Ganondorf flips over into Ganon. I like that Monarch is in here too. Monarch works really well with Ganon, and yeah, I think that is just a really cool concept overall. This is a menace. This is just something to be feared. This is the thing of nightmares. This is Ganon. So yeah, I think overall a great design. Blind Fremen, congratulations on your 6th place finish. But now let's move on to 5th place from Boros with Kuko, Swarming Wrath, a star 4 bird army with flying that costs 2 and a white. It isn't legendary as long as it's a token. Kuko's power is equal to the number of creatures you control named Kuko Swarming Wrath, And in Rage, whenever it's dealt damage, create a token that's a copy of it. And this is what Boros had to say about the design. Probably the most universal experience of Zelda players is hurting the innocent Cuckoos only to find their wrath fall upon them. I wanted to capture that nature of the Cuckoo, and in Rage to create tokens of itself that buff them all felt like a cool way to illustrate that. For deck building, you can't rely on your opponents to damage it, but fortunately, there are plenty of ways to ping your creatures, even in mono white. Desert, Brigade, Hero of Kinsvale, and Blasting Station are great includes. Add in some token synergies, and you'll be bringing the Cuckoo Wrath down in no time. Yeah, I definitely agree, Boros, and I love this design. I think, yeah, my mind immediately went to Time Bomb, a very, very bad board wipe that is pretty old, but hey, you know what? It's pretty perfect for this kind of a commander, where, yeah, you're going to make a lot of token copies of this commander, and then ping them all to essentially double up your army. If your opponents have red-based board wipes, they're going to be in trouble if they can't take your army down. Yeah, I love this design. It really showcases just the strength of that swarm of Cuckoos and how hitting one is going to bring all their wrath upon you. Overall, a fantastic design. Congratulations, Boros, on your 5th place finish. But now let's move on to 4th place with Sir Master Milkybones, the Happy Mask Salesman. And actually, before we jump into this commander, first up, a massive congratulations to Sir Master Milkybone and their wife. They just had a child, so again, congratulations. Now, the Happy Mask Salesman is a 2/5 human that costs white, black, green. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it with a mask counter on it. Whenever an enchanted creature you control dies, draw a card. By paying white and Golgari, tap. You may put a creature card in exile with a mask counter on it on the battlefield under your control, except it's an aura enchantment with enchant creature. An enchant creature has all activated and triggered abilities of the card and has this card's name. It loses all other card types. And this is what Sir Master Milkybone had to say about the commander. My commander was based on the Happy Mask Salesman from Majora's Mask. In the game, some characters would die and leave a mask behind, and if you put it on, you become what that character was. So the first and last ability captures that well thematically. Personally, I would try to make an enchantment deck with him, as you can double dip into your enchantresses through his first ability, and cards like Rancor and Angelic Destiny are also good when the enchanted creature dies, as they go back to your hand and draw more cards for more value. I always liked enchantment-like decks, but they tend to build more up than wide, and I would probably try to go wide with this commander, but I also feel like this commander's potential is limitless, as you can mix and match abilities onto the same creature. Well, Sir Master Milkybone, yeah, this is a really cool design. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, Majora's Mask was one of my favorites, and I absolutely love the different masks and what they could do, and this captures that flavor incredibly. And yeah, there's a lot of really cool directions that you can go with this commander. There's a ton of awesome things that you can do with this, and again, like you said, in my opinion, this is a limitless commander. There are so many different ways that you can take this. A lot of different flavor, a lot of different function, a fantastic design, Sir Master Milkybone. Congratulations on your 4th place finish. But now let's move on to 3rd place. From Croasis, we've got Milan of Lon Lon Ranch, a 0/2 elf bard that costs red, green, white. That has an adventure, Epona Song. Pay 1 red, white, sorcery adventure. Create Epona, a legendary 2/2 red and white horse creature token with haste. And horse spells you cast from your hand have convoke and cost white or red less to cast. Horses you control get +1 and have vigilance. And of course, here's our Epona token. Hi, Epona! I'm sorry my song was awful earlier. And so, Horasis says this to say about the commander. My main inspiration for my commander was Epona's song. Since the challenge was issued, I wanted to capture the moment from Ocarina of Time when you learn the beautiful harmony from Milan. I also wanted to give some love to Horse Tribal. If I were to build this deck, I would aim for growing your army of horses and swinging wide. I know one of the cards that would pair great with Milan would be the recently announced Shadowfax. If the song is stuck in your head now, I am sorry. And yeah, Crassus, I definitely agree. I'm very sorry because I probably didn't help with that either earlier when I actually did the song. I love the design of this commander though. Yeah, really captures the flavor of this moment. And yeah, Horse Tribal could definitely be a really fun one, especially with Shadowfax in there as well. A lot of really cool things that you could do with this one. Again, I love that you've got that Epona song as the adventure part of this card. That just captures it perfectly. Congratulations again, Crassus, for your fantastic 3rd place finish. A great commander, a great design. But now let's move on to second place. From Sir Tiff, we've got Princess Zelda, Sage of Hyrule, a 4/4 elf noble with vigilance that costs 2 green, white, blue. Whenever Zelda attacks, draw a card for each creature you control that doesn't share a creature type with another creature you control, then put a +1 counter on each of those creatures. By paying 3, you tap and exile target creature you don't control. Activate only sorcery, and only if you control 4 or more creatures that don't share a creature type with each other. And here's what Sir Tiff had to say about the design. The Zelda franchise has always been my favorite Nintendo series, so I wanted to tackle the titular character. In Breath of the Wild, she needed to get the support of the 4 other main races, so I felt like it was appropriate that she got stronger with each different creature you have on board, and only unlocking her sacred sealing power after you have enough support across Hyrule, at least in flavor. The deck would be similar to Volo, running lots of different creature types, possibly none repeating, in a classic go-wide strategy to make use of the +1 counters. Well, Sir Tiff, yeah, this really captures that and then some. This is a fantastic design. Yeah, attacking and drawing a ton of cards based on going wide, getting the support of all the different kinds of creatures in Zelda. So cool. Yes, definitely a Volo-type strategy, potentially. Yeah, the way that I would probably design it as well would be have no overlapping creatures at all, so you can get the most out of these benefits, and so you can get to that, you know, kind of like ultimate ability so quickly. Again, that activation as well, that can be really cool. Getting rid of creatures, using some on-tap effects. Again, yeah, you've got access to that in white and in blue as well. Actually, in green as well, too. Yeah, a really cool design overall. A commander that can have a lot of potential and just a really fun deck built around it. So again, congratulations, Sir Tiff, on your second place finish. And now, coming in at first place, we've got Ebb and Flow's King Gliox, Scourge of the Skies, a 0/0 Dragon Hydra with flying that costs 3 green, blue, red. When it enters the battlefield with a number of counters on it equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. When it attacks, choose 1. If King Gliox's power is 8 or greater, choose 2 instead. If its power is 10 or greater, choose 3 instead. 3 damage to any target, create 2 treasure tokens, tap target creature. And this is what Ebb and Flow had to say about the design. When I fought my first King Gliox, I was instantly hit with inspiration for a card. For the 3 options, I tried to make each effect match each color, with each color corresponding to 3 different elements that King Gliox uses. Well, Ebb and Flow, I think you did a great job at that. And again, even if your opponents are dealing with this, that's probably problematic for them because, yeah, the first time you cast it, assuming you've got another pump effects, cool, you get one of those effects. The second time you get 2. The third time you get all 3. Your opponents are going to be in a lot of trouble. And yeah, this can be a really, really cool attack trigger that you can really take advantage of. Of course, you are in red, can extra combats, you can get a lot of value. Again, lightning bolts, treasure tokens, tapping down creatures. What's not to love about that? Flavor, function, power. King Gliox, definitely the Scourge of the Skies with this design. So again, Ebb and Flow, congratulations on your first place finish. Again, I hope that you enjoyed these incredible designs. I certainly did. If you are interested in joining the fantastic custom Dragon Highlander community, make sure you check out that Discord link in the description below. And again, a huge thank you to Alno and Sir Tiff for your help on all of this. Comment below your thoughts on all these awesome commanders. And yeah. Woo! Sorry, okay, I had to do it again. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.